Last time your friend group hung out, nobody knew it was the last time. Nobody stood up at the end of the night and said, okay, that's it, that's the last one. It was a Tuesday, it was just a normal Tuesday, right? And then it was over, and everyone went home. And the thing had already ended. We just didn't get told. I've been going back over that night for, I don't know, 2 weeks now maybe, trying to remember it properly. And the part that messes with me is how completely unremarkable it was. There's nothing in it. No fight, no big conversation. Nobody said one thing I could repeat back to you. I keep looking through it for some kind of sign, some weird energy in the room. Somebody saying something that meant more than it seemed like at the time. And there's nothing there. It's just a night. It was at Rafa's, his mom's basement technically. Same place we'd been going since we were like 16, 17. Same couch. That couch smelled like a dog they didn't even have anymore. 5 of us. 4, really. If you don't count the guy who showed up at 11 and mostly sat on his phone in the corner. We ordered 2 pizzas. There were 3 slices left in the second box when everybody left. And I remember that specifically because I remember thinking we ordered too much. And now I think about those 3 slices more than I think about most things that happened that whole year. We played the same game we'd played probably 1,000 times. Nobody suggested anything else. Nobody ever suggested anything else. Somebody complained about the map. Somebody's controller was dying and he wouldn't get up to plug it in. There was an argument about a movie that went on for like 20 minutes. And I couldn't tell you which movie. I couldn't tell you who won it. That's the night. That's the entire thing. And then Marco said he had work at 7. And people started standing up. And that's the last line of the story, honestly. Somebody had work at 7. There wasn't a fight is the thing. I think people expect a fight. They want the story to have a reason inside it, like somebody slept with somebody or somebody said something at a funeral. Something. And I get it. A reason would be easier. A reason is a thing you can point at and go, there. That's where it broke. It just thinned out. That's the only way I know how to say it. Somebody moved for a job like an hour and a half away, which isn't even far. It's just far enough. Somebody got a girlfriend and went quiet for a while, which is normal. That's completely normal. Somebody started working weekends. And each one of those, on its own, is nothing. Each one of those is one Tuesday you skip. And you skip one, and then you skip one more. And nobody in the history of the world has ever noticed the second one. And this is out of order, but the group chat outlived the group by about 1.5 years. The last real message in there is a screenshot of something. Not even a joke, just a screenshot. 2 people reacted to it and nobody said anything after that. And then 8 months later, somebody typed, "We gotta link up soon." And 4 people reacted to that too. And that was the whole conversation. That was it. 4 reactions and nothing else. Which, I mean, everybody meant it. That's the part that gets me. Nobody was lying in there. Everybody wanted it. Hold on. What is that? I don't know what that is. I'm not going over there. Anyway, I ran into Rafa at a gas station like 4 or 5 months ago. Middle of the afternoon, both of us doing errands. And we did the thing. You know the thing where you're both actually happy to see each other. It's not fake, it's real. And you talk for like 90 seconds. And then one of you says we should do something soon. And the other one goes, yeah, for sure, definitely. And then you both get in your cars. And I sat there for a second before I pulled out. Because I knew, standing there while it was still happening, I knew we weren't going to do anything. And he knew. And we said it anyway. We went through the whole thing anyway. I don't know why we do that. I've thought about it a lot and I still don't know. And here's the part that keeps it going, right? You don't text because it's been 3 months. And it being 3 months is exactly what makes it weird to text. So you wait, and waiting makes it 4 months. And now it's weirder than it was. So now you feel like you'd need a reason. A real one. A birthday, something. And the longer you leave it, the bigger the reason has to be. Until the only thing big enough to justify a message is somebody dying. And that's not me being dramatic. Look at how many people in your life you would now only see at a funeral. I don't have a big answer for that. I don't think there is one. But the thing I keep coming back to is that endings don't announce themselves. And I used to think that was just sad. Purely sad, like a thing to feel bad about at 1 a.m. And it is that. It's definitely that. But it's also information. I don't know if that's the right word for it. I'm not explaining this well. What I mean is, if the last time never announces itself, then you can't recognize it. You don't get to. The only thing you can do is treat the ordinary ones like they might be it, which is not a beautiful realization. Honestly, it's kind of exhausting, but I think it's true. So I started doing this thing, and it's small, and it's not advice. I just texted one guy. Not the group, one guy, Marco. Just, "Yo, you free Thursday?" And he took 2 days to answer, and when we finally got food, it was awkward for like the first 20 minutes. I'm not gonna lie, we both changed a bit, and then it wasn't awkward. And then I didn't text him again for 2 months because I'm still the same person I've always been. So it half worked. It worked about half. And around then I noticed something about myself that I didn't love, which is that I never actually forgot. It wasn't that I was forgetting to text people, it's that every evening just dissolved. I'd get home, I'd open my phone for one specific thing, and then it's 11 at night and I didn't do anything, and I don't remember any of it every single night, and I was fine with it. I wasn't fine with it. And I found this app called Slayer around then. I'm mentioning it because it genuinely shifted something for me, and the way it works is you pick the thing you actually want and it turns into a boss with a health bar. And the habits you do that day are what deals damage to it, and it blocks the apps you escape into. And when you try to open one anyway, the lock screen shows you what you haven't done yet today. And the part that got me is that if you skip days, the boss heals. It regenerates. And the first time I watched a bar go back up, I felt it in my chest. Because that's real life, isn't it? You don't lose things in one big dramatic collapse. You lose them on the quiet days, on the Tuesdays you skipped, while the thing you're losing quietly heals back up in the dark. I'm not saying an app fixes this. Nothing outside of you fixes this. No phone is going to make somebody call their friends. But it took away the place I was hiding. And sometimes that's the actual thing you need. Not more motivation, fewer exits. And going back to what I said about the ordinary night, there's something I've had to accept, which is that you can't get the group back, not the group. 6 guys with jobs and one of them has a kid now. That specific room, that specific couch, 5 people with nothing better to do on a weeknight, that's gone. That was a thing that could only exist while nobody had anything better to do. But the friendships aren't the group. Those are 2 different things, and I had them mixed up for years. You can't rebuild a room. You can text one guy. And the other thing, and this one's harder, is that you're in one right now. Somewhere in your life, probably this month, there's a last time happening and you're not going to know. Last time you drive somewhere with your dad, and he tells you the same story. Last time somebody at work makes that joke. It's already going on. It's going on while you're watching this, and it looks like nothing. It looks like a normal day. I'm going to die to this thing. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I don't really know how to end this. I keep trying to make it land somewhere, and it doesn't want to land. I guess if there's somebody you haven't talked to in a while and you've been waiting for a reason, you're not going to get one. There isn't going to be a reason. That's the whole problem. You just have to be the weird one who texts first with nothing to say. And it's okay that it's taken this long. Everybody's got a group that ended without a goodbye. Everybody's got a chat they're still in that hasn't moved in a year. That's not a character flaw, that's just what happens when nobody's watching it happen. But somebody has to say something first, and it might as well be you. It might as well be tonight. Anyway, Marco's work at 7. I still think about that. That being the last thing anybody said in that basement. Somebody had work in the morning, so we all went home. That's how it ends most of the time. Not with anything, just with somebody having work in the morning.